The Universe 6 tournament happened, and it looked like Universe 7 was pretty well matched against them. It seems like the Saiyans have grown really strong, but where could they go from here on out? We'll cover all that and more in this 9th part of What If Bardock Was the First Super Saiyan. Kakarot decides he's going to do something a little bit stupid. It's very risky, but it could pay off very well. He hires Hit to assassinate him. Pretty much the exact same thing that Goku did. Now, the reason for him doing this is pretty straightforward. I mean, he wants to push himself beyond his limits. Yes, it is stupid to do, and when Hit comes to kill him, Kakarot actually puts up a really good fight against him. He's surprised because Kakarot has really great counters. Around the time Hit does this, Kakarot's even tapped into Ultra Instinct. Just Omen though, but he uses it in their battle, and it helps him win. But Hit asks why he did it in the first place. He knows Kakarot's doing this to train, but why not just do regular training? Even though Kakarot has unlocked Ultra Instinct and is the first one to do so, until Kakarot fully masters this form, he won't be the strongest. So he really needs to think outside the box. The only way he's going to surpass everybody else is if he does things like this. Kakarot is the second strongest, and actually in Omen it does push him to be the strongest, but he can't really use Omen for very long, and of course it's not the completed Ultra Instinct. So he's been doing everything he can recently to actually push himself beyond his limits like that. Well, whatever. Hit kind of understands it, and at least he got paid for it. Hit then embarks on his journey back to Universe 6, but he actually doesn't have Champa and Vados with him right now. And this leaves an opening for him to be captured. For his crimes messing with time, the Galactic Patrol goes after him, and their strongest patrolman in particular is sent out to get him, Granola. They're not sure why he's here. They don't actually know that Kakarot hired him, but Hit's an assassin in their jurisdiction, and he's breaking their laws. And Granola obviously remembers him, but he used this as an opportunity. He tries to fight Hit as well. Hit's a little bit surprised. Everyone in this universe is really hungry for battle. He just does it as a job, but they seem to like it for fun. And Granola doesn't really like it for fun as much as everyone else, but he wants to take advantage of this opportunity after seeing what Hit was capable of. The two clash for a bit, and Hit's techniques are really hard to keep up with, but thankfully, Hit is clearly holding back right now and not trying to kill Granola, and Granola is also holding back. He asks Hit to stop doing that, and he'll also stop holding back. Hit's actually going to be one of the first people to fight against this form. Wait, he can transform? Yup, he actually has a couple forms. Super Cerealian, Ultimate, and then something new. Ever since Vegeta and Nappa left her Beerus' planet, Granola thought they were too hasty to do so, because they actually had access to an Angel's training right at the patrol. Granola was the first one to realize this though. He spent his time training under Beerus, and no one besides Granola knows his true identity yet. Granola learned of his secret not long after Beerus and Whis showed up, but nobody else knew because Beerus took interest in Granola specifically, and they were all training under Whis. Beerus is an angel. He tried to train Granola with Ultra Instinct, but that didn't really work out for Granola. But he got something equally as good as Ultra Instinct. And I've done this in another scenario before too. This form is a unique awakening for Ultimate Granola, a level that is essentially his version of the Beast form, a form that I previously called Limitless Granola. Anyways, this form essentially gives him perfect accuracy. It heightens his eyesight to a brand new level, as well as all of his other senses. It essentially gives him aimbot, an analytical prediction beyond what he had before. He also has instant reactions. Any attacks that come his way, he knows exactly how to react to them and to stop them. It's almost like his eyes can choreograph them before they even land. Basically, it's all the benefits of Ultra Instinct's offensive properties, dialed up to 11 though. And unlike Ultra Instinct, these movements require conscious effort. That's the downside compared to Ultra Instinct, but the upside is that it essentially gives Granola limited foresight in battle. With this, he fights Hit and wins. Even with Hit's time skip technique and everything, this is kind of the perfect counter. And Granola reveals that he doesn't actually plan to arrest Hit, mainly because they didn't expect Granola to actually catch Hit, and they don't know what to do with a criminal from another universe. He more so wanted to take this opportunity to train with Hit. Yes, even though messing with time is against galactic law, he wants to learn more about it. He wants to train with Hit. And Hit is intrigued by him. This could be good for his own development too. Fine, he'll train with Granola. He needs to come to Universe 6 though. And Granola says it's a deal. Luckily, he doesn't really have much to do here. The Galactic Patrol has grown a lot stronger thanks to his guidance. And their biggest threat was a prisoner named Moro that nobody could ever execute. The patrol only kept him as a prisoner because he was too strong to kill. Until Granola came around. Moro's actually been dead for a little bit. Since they've had so many strong people as part of the patrol now, Granola was the one to execute him. So Moro is not actually going to be an issue here. He embarks on his training, while Kakarot returns to Beerus' planet, and everyone continues their normal training. About a year later, the Tournament of Power is announced. Luckily for Universe 7, they already have a pretty stacked team right from the get-go. It's going to be Kakarot, Bardock, Raditz, Ruda, Vegeta, Nappa, Granola, Piccolo, Garlic, and Gine. Bardock thinks this will be a good opportunity for the people on Earth that he hasn't seen in a bit. He's wondering how Granola's developed, as well as Piccolo. He knows that Garlic and Gine have grown stronger. Garlic, of course, is still making use of Ultimate, and even though Gine doesn't have any forms beyond Super Saiyan 3, she's still strong despite being weaker than the rest of the team. Right off the bat, he sees what they're capable of. The biggest surprise is Piccolo. Piccolo used to be one of the strongest people on Earth and Bardock's rival. They haven't really seen each other much recently, but Bardock's glad to know that Piccolo is still growing stronger. Of course, he continuously trains, and he pretty much abuses the time chamber as much as he wants. Monaito's magic has grown a ton too, and he actually awakened Piccolo's potential, though it didn't really have too much of a boost. But Monaito and Piccolo then decided if they want to learn more about growing stronger as a Namekian, they should go to the Demon Realm. I did skip Daima in this scenario because I kind of pick and choose which ones it'll fit into, but also I don't think it would happen in the first place. Since Earth has a much stronger Guardian, there's not really anything that Goma could do, so Piccolo's already encountered him and killed him with ease. But when he came here, they also saw Degasu, and, more notably, they saw another Namekian who actually looks very similar to Monaito, a really old and wise one named Neva. They visited the Demon Realm, and Neva got to see Piccolo's strength, and he attempted to use his own magic on Piccolo to awaken his power. Thanks to Piccolo killing Goma, he accidentally got on Arinsu's good side because now she's the Demon Queen. And things have actually been pretty tame here, as tame as the Demon Realm can be, so Neva's inclined to help. So Piccolo unleashes his new power during the tournament power, his own power awakened form. But he does have something beyond that too. Thanks to how potent Neva's magic is, Piccolo has his own new orange form. He tells Bardock that once they get back to Earth, the two of them need to fight. And Bardock's definitely not going to turn that down. Well, what about the rest of the team though, particularly the Saiyans? Kakarot has a great grasp on Ultra Instinct by this point. By now he could actually use the complete version, although it's pretty draining with stamina, and even though he could use it willingly, this doesn't make it a perfect form to use, though it's still a really huge feat that he has this. Ruda's not too far behind, and she could use Omen at will. As for Raditz, he continued growing with Ultimate. He doesn't have either Ultra form, but physically, he's still really powerful. Vegeta and Nappa, on the other hand, have started to train under Beerus, and the two of them have awakened Ultra Ego. As for Bardock, he uses neither form. He's kind of tried pursuing both, but neither really felt right for him. He can't use Hakai's, and he can loosely use the principles of Ultra Instinct, but that's it. He can't use Ultra Ego, he can't use Ultra Instinct, but he can use the foundations of the two. That's because he's trying to aim for something else, and he doesn't know exactly what he's aiming for yet. Anyways, Kakarot decides he's going to test out his power against Jiren, seeing that Jiren is the strongest here. Since Kakarot wants to be number one, why not fight another universe's number one? As for Vegeta, he doesn't really need to use its destruction powers much, but at one point he does use the Hakai, and Toppo takes notice, deciding to fight him. And Vegeta learns that Toppo has a similar type of power. Now Nappa really wants to fight him, but he knows that Vegeta's probably going to defeat him one-on-one. Ruda and Raditz, on the other hand, see the Universe 6 Saiyans, and they take this as a chance to train with them. Raditz actually did encounter Cabba before, and he's glad to see that he's grown. He actually has Super Saiyan now. It took a long time to get because Raditz never taught him how to get the form, so Cabba's the only Super Saiyan. Caulifla and Kale do not have it yet. Raditz thinks it's cool seeing how different the Saiyans are here, and for Ruda, it's really weird because she's a Saiyan that was born and grew up on Earth. She's the only pure Saiyan that happened to. Kakarot grew up on Earth, but he at least was born on planet Vegeta and remembers some of it, and obviously the rest remember the planet. But Ruda's a unique case, and she's surprised to see that she's more like these Saiyans if anything. Though Kale and Caulifla get a little bit desperate, and despite not having Super Saiyan, they have another trick up their sleeve. Potara Fusion. Oh crap, Raditz remembers that. Thankfully they're not really too strong, and Ruda fights Kefla one-on-one. Kefla actually does awaken a transformation, just going Super Saiyan 1, but for some reason her hair is green, which confuses Ruda. Though with Perfected Blue, she's able to defeat Kefla, as Raditz spends the rest of the time fighting Cabba while holding back significantly. Granola was surprised to see the Universe 6 Saiyans as well. He saw Cabba before, and he knows that the Universe 6 has good Saiyans, which is really weird, but what doesn't surprise him is Frost. He also saw Frost at the last tournament, and they know by now that he's evil. So, pretty much right when the tournament starts, Granola goes right after him, and one-shots him. There's also a sniper in another universe, and he tries to hit Granola from far away, but without even looking, Granola points a finger behind him, launching a single blast that destroys the other sniper's blast, bouncing around the ring and then hitting the sniper and his ally. He didn't even get either of their names, but it's good to know he's probably the best sniper in any universe here, and naturally Piccolo's going to be curious about the Universe 6 Namekians. While everyone's enjoying their battles, Bardock just kind of sits there, like Jiren was doing at the beginning of the tournament. At some point Jiren is actually eliminated by Kakarot, but Bardock is wondering if there's any other strong fighters out there. People do attack Bardock, but he has no fun, because a lot of them are very weak in comparison, and he's too advanced with his techniques. Thing is, right now, Bardock's actually not the strongest. Kakarot's actually the strongest. Vegeta's number 2, and then Bardock is sharing 3rd place with Nappa, Ruda, and Raditz. Nappa and Ruda would be higher, but Kakarot and Vegeta got their forms before them. And Granola and Piccolo are catching up too. If Bardock doesn't think of something fast, he's gonna fall behind. But also, he's not really too concerned right now. If he's the strongest, where's the fun in battle? Of course, he wants to be the strongest, but he's worried that he's gonna plateau, especially without his own unique power. Does he really want to do the same thing as everyone else? Ultra Instinct doesn't really fit him, nor does Ultra Ego. He's reminded of his conversation with Beerus when they first met. Beerus said that Bardock used to be focused on destruction, and he remembers Beerus mentioning that Saiyan power is derived from that instinct. It's the principle that Vegeta and Nappa used, and Bardock did tap into his instincts back on Planet Cereal, but that was just to awaken Super Saiyan, so he's racking his mind trying to figure out what he can do. Is there a form for him, a technique, or something else? He has no clue. He hoped that this tournament would help him learn something, but no. He was observing everybody else in every other universe, and he didn't really see any unique powers that he likes and could try to steal from. He even sees Granola's new power as Granola goes to fight Hit at one point. The two of them are pretty evenly matched thanks to Hit's rapid growth and the fact that he trained Granola. But even seeing something like this, Bardock has no clue what he's supposed to do. It seems like everyone has their own thing, but not him. Universe 7 ends up winning the tournament, and the wish ends up being the same. All the other universes are restored. Universe 7 probably wouldn't even lose any fighters in the ring. The weakest fighter on the team is probably Gine, and she could still hold her own. And of course, while Bardock was kind of doing his own thing, he made sure if anyone too strong got close to her, he was able to defeat them with ease. This reminded them of their old days as part of Team Bardock. And the two actually reminisced a bit during the tournament because of that. But yeah, Universe 7 has a pretty flawless victory. Following the tournament, without Frieza, Broly's not going to be found. As for the Moro arc, obviously that's not going to happen because Moro died. The patrol executed him like they wanted. And it goes without saying that there's no Granola arc. That was pretty much the first part of the series. There is a spectator for the tournament though. Since Zeno had a tablet that pretty much recorded and monitored everything for the tournament, the Grand Priest actually uploaded that to GodTube. This would be good for the gods to watch replays of the tournament and see which fighters can improve. It could be useful for them, though another god actually gets access to this. Gowasu was present at the tournament, and he shows this to Zamasu, thinking that Zamasu would find it interesting, but he finds it kind of disgusting actually. He doesn't vocalize this, but he's really annoyed at what he sees. A bunch of Saiyans running around pretending to be gods. 2 are using Ultra Instinct, 2 are using the powers of a god of destruction, 2 others using godly forms. Then there's Piccolo, who is gallivanting in the demon realm and used magic to awaken that power. A direct affront to the Kai, despite him being a guardian of a planet. There's some other things that disgust him too, like Universe 3 is playing God. Universe 3 is all about technology, and the god of that universe condones it too. All those artificial warriors meant to replicate mortals. Do the scientists in that universe think that they're gods creating their own creations like that? He's really annoyed. At least Toppo is actually allowed to use his powers. But it does kind of irk Zamasu how easily he threw away everything just to use them in a battle. So, while he didn't enact the Zero Mortals plan before, maybe something's about to change for him. With that, we'll leave off here for now. What'd you guys think about this part? What's going to happen next? Leave your thoughts and ideas in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. As usual, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help out the channel, and it shows me you want to see more videos like this. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.